Hello and welcome to Chicken Bros after a very long hiatus. My name is David Heath.
Look at these two world's great detectives, huh?
I like that. I thought for a second what you were going to say was, "Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart."
Nah.
Yes, and we're here to talk about the very recently released The Batman.
Spoilers.
Yes, it's new, and we're going to go into spoiler territory. And fair warning to Chicken Bros fans who have watched us before, this is going to be one of those reviews where me and Noah don't particularly agree.
Yes.
Noah, would you like to go first?
Okay, how do I start this? Honestly, when I first heard of this movie, I thought, really, the Twilight guy is Batman? That's gotta be a sick joke. But I was pleasantly surprised. But I feel Robert Pattinson in this movie, not as an actor, just in this movie, he had a bit of a Tobey Maguire problem. His Batman was pretty good, but his Bruce Wayne was meh.
That's a Andrew Garfield problem.
So I make that. I've made that mistake. Yeah, sorry, Andrew Garfield problem. Good
Yeah.
Batman, not so good Bruce Wayne.
Mm.
Hey, he just didn't really look like a Bruce Wayne that I could get behind.
I can at least, yeah, he didn't look like your usual conventional Bruce Wayne, but, because this is the thing, is, like, they kind of went in a different direction with his Bruce Wayne, which is, like, because Bruce Wayne usually, when portrayed in movies and television, is when he's out in public, he's kind of like your usual billionaire socialite. He's got a girl on each shoulder, like living the limelight and that kind of stuff to offset the whole Batman Caped Crusader responsible thing.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, they kind of made him like mind his own business in that he doesn't really get involved in publicity or politics or that kind of thing.
Which the mayor fucking calls him out on.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, like, you know, it's like there's this really rich kid and he hasn't checked in a while. What the heck is he up to?
Right.
And, you know, he's clearly had to spend money on the things he uses to be Batman. He's like, well, according to his taxes, he's got a lot of expenses. Like, what the heck is this about? What are you do? What are you doing, Bruce? Also, for any seasoned Batman fans who are worried, don't worry. We do not see the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne again.
It gets mentioned, but yeah, we don't see it happen again.
No, well, thank God. We don't need to see that again.
Kind of like how in the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy, we didn't see the death of Uncle Ben because we didn't need to. We know the story.
Yeah, we get it, and that's why I'm glad this movie, like, just, there are a lot of things that this movie is just assuming you know going in, because, like, most people who go in to see this most likely know Batman by now.
Yeah.
Like I
Excuse me.
when the first teaser of this movie dropped, it showed that scene where he beat the hell out of that guy and said, "I'm vengeance," and I thought, oh my gosh, that is a huge cock tease. I swear, but like
I swear I thought he's gonna say the Kevin Conroy line.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. Like, oh, they're just saving it for the movie, and I thought, because that's all he says in the movie. He doesn't say, "I am the Knight, I am Batman." In fact, he doesn't even really say. He never says, "I'm Batman," which is like the usual "I'm Batman" line. Like a lot of Batman actors have said, "I'm Batman." Michael Keaton said it. I'm pretty sure Kilmer said it. Christian Bale said it like a couple times.
Conroy fucking made the line.
Yeah, but Pattinson didn't say it, and I thought, like, when he said, "I am vengeance," and then that's just it, I thought, okay, maybe that was just like an Easter egg thing for fans of the Conroy Batman to spot, because he could say that and then we hear the rest of it.
Yeah, basically.
But the fact that he stopped at vengeance is like, okay, so it's a reference, but it's also him identifying himself as his own Batman.
Which also is interesting, because I feel like, because people kept saying, like, when Catwoman was talking to him, she would call him Vengeance, like, "Hey, Vengeance."
A lot of people would call him that, like.
So it's almost like
it's like he called himself
his moniker.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, I think his moniker. Well, I could be wrong about this because the movie doesn't outright say it, but, like, I don't think he adopted a specific moniker specifically. I think the whole Batman thing, because I don't know. I know for a fact his plan was not to go by the name Vengeance. I think people just called him that because they didn't know what else to call him.
Yeah, and also
like
it was kind
hi
of
there, hi there, winged bat freak. You can't call him that, even though some cops do.
Yeah.
Which I like that too. I like the fact that it's like he's been Batman for a bit, clearly, but not long enough to like be the Batman that we know.
Like Jim Gordon is still a lieutenant. Like he's not the commissioner yet.
No, he's a commissioner. He was a commissioner in that movie.
No, he wasn't. He was a lieutenant in this movie.
Was he? Lieutenant?
Yeah, he was just a lieutenant.
I thought they called him commissioner. Okay, well, I did only just see it once.
So did I, but I remember because because they do that a lot in these Batman movies. They did it in Dark Knight trilogy. They did it they didn't do it in '89, but
maybe that's what I was thinking of. Maybe I was just immediately jumping to the Keaton movie, but
we did just watch that the other day.
We did, yeah, just for kicks. But yeah, James Gordon is the only cop that backs up Batman.
Yeah,
everybody else is like, why are you bringing him in here, Gordon? You're gonna, like we can't have him around here. It's not good, like they still see him as a vigilante.
Which I mean, he is, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like if he were a proper vigilante, he'd have a personal vendetta, which I don't really think he does. It's kind of like how Andrew Garfield.
Batman's vendetta is more about like towards crime in the city. It's not like a specific vendetta. It's just.
Yeah, that's why I think he's not a vigilante. Because look at Andrew Garfield in the first Amazing Spider-Man. At first, he was just going after any dude with long blonde hair because that's the guy who killed Uncle Ben. That makes him a vigilante. If you're going to do what these guys do, it can't be personal. It has to be objective. But, by the way, I just realized we didn't mention it. The villain in this movie is the Riddler.
Honestly, and I say this with, like, complete shock, I hate this Riddler more than I hate Jim Carrey. I honestly hate him more than I hate Jim Carrey's Riddler.
I don't think I'll ever hate a Riddler more than I hate Jim Carrey's Riddler.
At least Jim Carrey's Riddler acted... Well, okay, I'll give this Riddler one thing that he has over Jim Carrey.
He used riddles?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the Riddler. Jim Carrey blew shit up. That's all he did.
Yeah, but the rest of it was like, I didn't like the costume design. I didn't like...
Okay, I can understand that. The costume was a bit weird, but I thought like the mask specifically was like a mystery as to who he was, the kind of thing.
Sure, but they could have done that without making him like a BDSM junkie.
Sure.
Also, the glasses in front of the mask was kind of stupid, I feel.
I thought it looked kind of funny.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I feel like maybe if he had glasses in like a sillier Batman, but no, this is more of a grittier Batman.
Now that I think about it, they did. I feel like Riddler and this is the way I look at it, but Riddler in this movie got a Maguire Spider-Man treatment in that they made a villain look like something but not look like something at the same time, i.e. the Goblin. Because, yes, we know that's Green Goblin, but that doesn't look a thing like what the Green Goblin looked like in the comics. Same with Riddler. We know it's Riddler, but Riddler never looked like that.
No.
I do... Okay, so, like, I love the whole coded message system he had with Batman.
Yeah, that was... Like, this is one of the few times I've seen a detective element within Batman. Which I thought was interesting, but... Maybe it's because I've been spoiled because I've been watching David play the Arkham games for a couple of years. I feel like... Because with the Arkham games, they have, like, high-tech ways of decoding crap. Like, Batman has crap in his suit that decodes shit. So you see all, like, these holograms and all these decoding things. I don't know.
Right. It's never clear. It's never clear what time period this movie takes place in because Bruce uses a lot of, like, old technology to decipher shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's clear what time period this movie sets in.
Kind of timeless, like the Kevin Conroy movies or show.
Yeah, it's kind of like it doesn't really date itself. Well, I did just think of this. The guy who Riddler blew up had a cell phone, so
true.
There's that. I don't know, but like So, like, Riddler is, he's he's offing city officials who
are crooked,
are basically Obama-ing themselves to power, promising a brighter future and not delivering on it. And, that happens in the real world. Politicians will say whatever they can to get you to vote for them. And then they rise
current president.
Really, any president after JFK, if you think about it.
You're only saying that because you don't want to insult JFK because he's my favorite president.
No, I'm saying that because you're on the call. Anyway, so Riddler is offing these guys because, they promise a brighter future and they don't deliver it, and he's trying to make a point to Batman. Actually, really, to Gotham itself. And while this is going on, Batman is kind of learning, about, like, the crookedness of the city officials in the underbelly of the world, i.e. the Iceberg Lounge, and how he sees through the eyes of Catwoman. Which, by the way, that eye recording technology was so freaking cool.
That was interesting. I did like that.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, because there was a moment where I thought, wait, hang on, can they both control it? Like, if he moves his eyes, will he be moving her eyes? Because there was a moment where she looked away, and he made her look back, like, don't look away. And, like, they both jerked their heads at the same time.
I think that's too high-tech. I think...
Just a coincidence?
I think he was just that... his voice was just that commanding. Which, that reminds me. Robert Pattinson's Batman voice was, like, pretty natural, which I haven't seen in a while because... Bale's was too
forced. Sounded like he had throat cancer.
Too fake, and then
Ben Affleck's was
a
digitized.
Synthetic voice.
Yeah. Keaton is probably Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney were the only ones who actually used natural voices.
Well, what about Conroy? Conroy was pretty natural.
Conroy, yeah, but he is putting on a voice for Batman. Because he uses his natural voice for Bruce Wayne, and then he brings it down to a certain tone and cadence when he's Batman. I think Pattinson is doing his voice, but just sounding threatening. You know what I mean?
Kind of lowering his voice to a gravelier.
I don't even think he's lowering it. I think he's just sounding commanding. I think that's just his natural tone. I'm saying this having watched no Robert Pattinson movies at all. I've
only ever seen him in Twilight and Harry Potter, so I'm probably not the right person to talk to.
Right. Although I did see Tenet, but he had a British accent in that, so I can't really judge that. When you speak in a British accent, sometimes everything you say is a little bit higher.
Well, I mean, that is his natural voice. He's an Englishman, so...
Well, actually, he put on a different dialect for Tenet, but whatever.
Oh, he did? Huh.
Yeah. Because I've heard him in interviews for The Batman, and it's not the same accent.
There are different English dialects.
I do want to say, like, his presence as Batman, for me anyway, felt freaking threatening, dude.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing I did like that. He's like, people kept looking, because he had a reputation for popping out of the shadows.
Yeah.
And so people were always looking in the shadows, like, is he there? Is he there?
I love what he said in that opening dialogue where he's like, people think I hide in the shadows, but they're wrong. I am the shadows. And then, like, when those guys from the subway start beating on that dude and they look down that dark hallway and he just steps in slowly, I was like, oh, shit.
That was pretty sick. That reminds me of another complaint I had. Mm-hmm. These guys were looking all clowny. They were the Jokers, but that's a Batman Beyond concept.
I don't know. They didn't really look clowny to me. They were just wearing... Well, not to me. I could be wrong. They just looked like face paint.
Well, what other Batman villain has any kind of face paint like face?
Well, who's to say those guys work for a Batman villain? They could have just been wearing face paint to seem threatening. Honestly, I thought what they were doing was like a kind of a skeleton kind of thing.
I think they were... Well, maybe that's just me because that's what I'm used to. It's just
whenever you see a Batman character wearing face paint, you think Joker.
Yeah, because what other Batman character, or at least in Gotham City, wears face paint?
Yeah, but like, I mean, like,
looks like they're wearing face paint.
Well, yeah, but like, you can't attribute that just to Joker.
I guess there's also the Royal Flush Gang, but the Royal Flush Gang has powers on top of looking like.
But you can't attribute criminals wearing face paint to just be a Joker thing, because that.
No, I'm just. They also looked kind of clowny to me. Like the way their makeup was put on, kind of was clowny to me. But I could be wrong.
Maybe I'd have to watch it again because I feel like I was very monotone with the colors. But anyway, Colin Farrell plays the Penguin. He's completely unrecognizable.
I looked at Chris like, wait, that was Colin Farrell? No fucking way.
And I knew like that was gonna be him. The whole time I was watching the Penguin scenes, I was like, I can't believe that's Colin Farrell.
And yeah, because I was like,
isn't he Irish?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have never seen him not use his Irish accent. Like
until now.
Like when he was Bullseye in Daredevil. I missed. I never miss.
Yeah, it's so crazy because now he's like Brooklyn Penguin. Like, take it easy, sweetheart.
Wow.
I got you. Okay, that scene. Can we talk about that scene for a second? That was awesome.
That was probably one of the best car chases I've ever seen in a movie, period.
Yes.
But
yes,
I have a major complaint about that Batmobile. That was the most bland, boring-ass Batmobile I have ever seen. And I'm very disappointed because every Batmobile I've ever seen in live action, including the fucking Tumbler from Christian Bale's Batman, at least it didn't look like your run-of-the-mill car. It had something that made it look like, yeah, this is a one-of-a-kind Batmobile, motherfucker.
Well, okay, to be fair,
that's just
Pattinson. Yeah, I know. But Pattinson's not the only Batman to have a basic ass Batmobile car. Remember Adam West?
Okay, that looked pretty different. That had like two like clear canopies. It had like bat motifs around it. It looked like a one of a kind car.
And Pattinson's car had like a nuclear engine inside of it and a thruster in the back. Not every.
Okay, but a thruster does not a Batmobile make. Not every Batmobile.
A nuclear engine might though.
Well, again, to me, it was like a regular black car with monster truck wheels and a rocket on the back.
True. I don't know. Like, I want to say that like this is just like trying to make Batman. It seems like it's trying to give it the Iron Man treatment in that it's like making you believe as most as it possibly can that this could happen in real life, and that like if somebody did have a Batmobile, it probably would just be a car.
Maybe.
But like, I do love when he freaking like he what did he do? He like ran into Penguin and sent him like spinning out of control on the road, and he freaking emerges from his car like a freaking force to be reckoned with.
Dude, that theme was so fucking hype. I was like, Michael Giacchino, you're trying to channel Elfman here, and I love it because I was like flashing back to Kevin Conroy and Michael Keaton. Dun dun dun.
Michael Giacchino's been killing it with the scores lately.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
he's trying to come for Hans Zimmer.
Well, I mean,
he's not gonna because Hans Zimmer's untouchable, but he's trying.
That's very true. That's the thing about like Michael Giacchino is that like, well, actually, this goes for a lot of score. Sorry to deviate from the movie here, but I just want to say real quick that a lot of movie score artists, at least with my experience with them, because I like listening to them, you can usually tell they have a certain motif to their scores that you can tell, oh, that's Giacchino, that's Williams, that's Elfman. Zimmer, that doesn't apply to Zimmer. He gets like very different with his scores all the time. Dune is nothing like the Dark Knight soundtrack. Interstellar is nothing like Lion King. It's all different. That's what I like about Zimmer's work. But anyway, back to the Batman. So there's talk throughout the second act of the movie of there's like a rat for the mob.
And they're trying to decipher, what does that mean? A rat with wings, what does that mean?
Right, yeah.
And the whole time I was thinking, well, a bat, obviously.
Yeah, they're trying to like refer to Batman as the rat with wings. And then they think it's Penguin, they think he's the rat.
Because, a flightless bird out of a rat with wings.
Yeah, and then when he tries to, message Riddler saying it's Penguin, isn't it? He's like, no, you're not looking at the big picture here. And then Riddler releases this thing about Thomas Wayne. And
I'm used to, like, you might think Thomas Wayne being crooked, that's bullshit.
No,
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah.
I've seen, maybe that wasn't the original idea behind Thomas and Martha Wayne, but I have seen that before. I can give you, like, 2 different examples. The Telltale games, that was a big plot point in the Batman Telltale games, which I only know about because I saw Jacksepticeye play them. And in one of my favorite Batman alternate timelines, Batman White Knight, Thomas Wayne was crooked as hell.
Right. And it's not that bizarre of a concept either because, like,
Thomas
Wayne being like a huge part of Gotham's history. Like, it's almost impossible for him not to buckle under that kind of pressure, especially what happened in the movie. Somebody had some information against him and his wife, and he asked Okay, here's another complaint of Noah's that you want to mention, Carmine.
Okay, my problem with Carmine is not the character. I like the character of Carmine Falcone. What I hate is the mispronunciation of his name. They call him Falcone, which wouldn't be that big a problem if they didn't also have another gangster whose name rhymes with Falcone. So it was hard for me to differentiate between the two. Marone and Falcone. Also, it's pronounced Falcone because he's an Italian gangster, and that's how Italian works.
Right. I wasn't really bothered by I did notice it, but I wasn't bothered by it because, like, Falcone still sounds cool in Italian. And
yeah, Falcone sounds actually more, well, I guess. I don't know. I'm not Italian. I'm Irish.
I'm not Italian either. I just say it sounds Italian. And, you know, because, like, I think both work in an Italian setting because you can go, hey, Falcone over here, or, you know, hey, look at Falcone. But, like, I think they changed the name because of that rat thing. Because remember, Batman says a falcon has wings too. I don't know if that would have translated well if his name was Falcone.
Well, I have to see what falcon is in Italian, but
well, I don't know. I doubt it's Falcone or Falcone, but I think Falcone sounds closer to Falcon than Falcone does, which is why they changed it. I don't know that's why they changed it. I'm just assuming.
You're probably right.
But you find out that Thomas Wayne had Falcone take care of this guy that had information against Thomas Wayne, but you find out that he killed the guy. That the word got out that, like, Thomas Wayne essentially had Falcone kill this guy. And
yeah,
and you know, of course, who'd know Thomas Wayne better than Alfred? And Alfred's like, no, that's not what happened. Your father asked him to just take care of it. He never once thought Falcone would actually kill him. Your father was a good man, and then, you know,
yeah,
good man, but still kind of crooked because he was with, you know, Falcone.
Yeah. Even the best of intent. Or how does that saying go? Oh yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, Noah, but I'm pretty sure this isn't from the comics, but. And also, you also find out that Selena Kyle is Falcone's daughter.
That I'm pretty sure is not canon to the comics.
Yeah,
I don't know much about Catwoman's backstory because I don't know that much about her as before she became the Catwoman. I just know her name,
right?
And what I think is interesting about her just as a character is that she's not a straight up villain.
Right. No.
She's like the Black Cat. She's a thief. Which does put her at Batman's, against Batman's radar, but it also lends herself to be something of an anti-hero if the storyline needs it to be.
Yeah, because she'll steal things and do things that are illegal, but if need be, she'll also be there for Batman and all that.
Or sometimes what she'll do is illegal, but it will be for a good cause. Like if there's at least in the Batman animated series that I saw, she was like, oh, I'm going to save this lion preserve that this villain is trying to destroy by stealing what they need to destroy the facility, you know?
Right. Not to quote Jessica Rabbit, but she's not bad. She's just drawn that way.
Just drawn that way. I love that. I love that line.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of Catwoman, in this movie,
yeah, something about
did great. The actress did great.
Oh yeah, Zoe Kravitz did a good job.
The suit, not bad. But that mask, what the fuck?
I think
it was a snow hat with eye holes. Like, come on.
I think I think again the idea was like the idea of like trying to be realistic without being too silly.
Okay. Oh, they failed then, because that was fucking silly as fuck.
Did you forget about Halle Berry's Catwoman?
Okay, at least she had a hat. She had a mask, a cat mask.
That's my point. That's freaking silly as hell.
So was a guy dressing up as a giant bat, but...
Yeah, but there's no real way to change that without making him not look anything like Batman. At least with, say... Okay, character-wise, I don't like Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. Let me just put that out there. But suit design, they made a brilliant move with the ears. Because it's just her shades folded up a certain way. But they still look like cat ears.
Yeah, white. Yeah, that I thought was cool.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do something here with this. I will say, because it is just a snow hat and sometimes the ears don't always come across, I don't know if it worked.
Yeah.
So I will say that. But I do also like the fact that, unlike Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, they didn't just whore Catwoman out. I'm really glad they didn't do that.
She really wasn't that... I'm not saying she's not... Okay, I'm not going to say she wasn't sexy. She was. She was very...
Yeah, but
nice looking,
but you can be sexy without being a whore.
Well, I'm not gonna say she. Well, yeah, that's not what I mean. Is like she didn't like because one thing Catwoman is known for is always trying to schmooze up the Batman.
Well, yeah, but no. What I'm talking about is like in Anne Hathaway's case, she was like way too
schmoozy.
Yes, with not just Batman, anybody, and yeah, I hated that, and I'm glad they didn't do this with this Catwoman.
Well, one thing I also like, and this is probably for a different reason than intended, but I like that this Catwoman was a darker skinned Catwoman because it brought to mind Eartha Kitt, who is one of my favorite actresses ever.
Oh, dude, I didn't think of that. Oh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Catwoman isn't meant to be a white girl because I'm pretty sure she's always been mixed race.
I don't know.
To some extent.
I haven't read too many comics with Catwoman in it, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, me either. I'm just going based off of what, because I saw an argument on TikTok about someone saying, "Oh, they're always turning white characters black," and this guy was like, "Catwoman's always been mixed race." And it's like subtly mixed race, like, oh, maybe she has a hint of an accent, or maybe she's played by a goddess like Eartha Kitt.
Right? Yeah, a goddess like Eartha Kitt. Yeah, but that is interesting. I didn't think of that. Like, and I didn't know that Catwoman was originally mixed race. That's interesting.
And obviously, I'm just going off of that because I just like that idea. But obviously, they're not trying to pay homage to Eartha Kitt because if they were, then Catwoman would have had more of an accent because Eartha Kitt went nuts with that.
Well, yeah, but I also feel like they couldn't do that because then it would have sounded a little too silly. Because let's face it, Eartha Kitt's Catwoman exists in Adam West Batman, and that whole universe is very campy.
True.
Campier than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, which is not an easy thing to do.
Campier than Christopher Reeve's Superman. God bless.
Again, that's not an easy thing to do.
Nope.
But anyway,
I'm sorry. What about your customer?
I remember when freaking Batman brings in Falcone, like he was saying something about like Falcone was telling him off and Batman didn't seem the least bit scared. It was like, yeah, shut up.
Yeah, shut up, dude.
And then Falcone gets killed and
blown away. Then
yeah, they think it was Penguin, but like, you know, Batman.
I didn't shoot.
Yeah, Batman knows better, and then like he doesn't find Riddler. He finds Riddler's apartment. And all that creepy shit in there. And then someone's like, dude, someone just ran down the fire escape and ran into that cafe. And they find Edward Nashton, who is the Riddler.
Yeah, which is one of his aliases. I was thinking Edward Nigma, but that's obviously an alias. But
well, actually, Edward Nashton is his actual name. Nigma's the alias.
One thing I feel kind of ashamed for thinking this, but as soon as I saw what Riddler looked like, I looked at him and I was like, John Denver?
Really? I thought Youth Pastor Ryan.
Well, maybe if Youth Pastor Ryan had glasses. Youth Pastor Ryan doesn't wear glasses like that.
No, and also he's not as round in the face as Paul Dano. Which, by the way, that's who plays Riddler, Paul Dano, who's really good. I don't think he's British, but
I don't know. I've never heard of the guy. I can look him up later, but I don't know the guy.
But he's a really good actor, and I liked him when he was unmasked up until when Batman comes to talk to him. Plans. Yeah, and he just is like, no! Like, dude, chill.
Wham.
And then he tells Batman that he missed something, and then he goes back to his apartment and realizes that he set bombs across the city to blow up and let loose the water and basically floods the city.
Oh crap, Hurricane Katrina all over again.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh crap, he Katrina Gotham City. Yep. And you know what's weird is like, I thought, okay, Batman's going to hurry and get to the van. No, it happens right as he figures it out. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
crap! Like, oh, actual crap! And, like, it was so crazy seeing them, like, struggle in that, like, weird, I don't know where they were, like, in an arena or, like, a baseball stadium or something? Not baseball,
Yeah,
basketball. Like, some kind of stadium.
Like Astrodome.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
And then, like, a bunch of people who were listening in on Riddler's whole thing and, like, were followers of him were weird. And by, like, they used followers to, like, the social media extent because he was, like, posting videos and shit. And, like, they all, like, dressed up as him and...
Which, like, struck me as weird because, like, they were, like, literally telling him, oh, if you're going to want to blow up this, you got to use this. Like, people, are you that fucking crazy?
There are some people who are just that unhinged, man. What surprised me is that they all managed to, like, shop at the same store. Because they were all dressed exactly like him. It's like, where did you all get that same mask? And in all different sizes, too. Anyway, this is what struck me weird, was that when Batman hopped himself up with adrenaline and, like,
I don't know what the fuck that was.
I'm pretty sure it was adrenaline. He went ham on that guy until Gordon told him to stop. And then he's like, he asked him, like, who the hell are you? I was like, I'm Vengeance. And then Batman turned him and, like, what?
Like, oh, is that what that sounds like? God, I sound crazy.
I think more the thing is, like, Vengeance equates itself to more of an aggressive, like, means to an end.
Yeah, he was like, yeah,
like,
that's...
Maybe that shouldn't be my brand.
Oh, God. No, he looked down like, wow, Vengeance was not the way to go.
Damn it. That's an inside joke, Chicken Bros fans. Batman helps guide the people out, and then this is what's interesting is that the movie doesn't really end on a happy ending. It's kind of
ends on like kind of a bleak but hopeful ending,
which
might lead itself to another movie.
Yeah, and I like that it ended like what most Batman and Catwoman stories do, of them going their separate ways, because as much as they want to be together, they can't because they just don't agree. Their ideologies clash.
Yeah. And
she leaves, and she's telling him, you're going to die with this city trying to save it. And he said, I still have to try. And
yeah,
I'm a sucker for good scores. That ending score was just beautiful when they were driving off.
Oh, yeah,
loved it.
He's the score guy.
Oh.
He's the scorekeeper.
Also, we have to address the secret character.
Oh yeah, when they had
they put Riddler in Arkham, and he's talking to the cellmate just across from him, and he's like, "Riddle me this: the less you have, the more one is worth. What am I? A friend?" And then the guy starts laughing maniacally, kind of like a clown.
Yeah, and you kind of see his silhouette. And honestly, from the silhouette, I thought he looked better than Joaquin and I was forgetting his fucking name.
Heath Ledger.
Heath, better than Heath. Yeah, sorry, Chicken Bros fans, I am not a Heath Ledger fan at all.
Yeah, and he hasn't even watched Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, so he really has no room there. But
I just don't like. I have my reasons. They're bad reasons.
The thing is about this guy, because I don't even know who it was playing Joker here, but I didn't see him, so I can't judge his look. But the laugh was pretty solid, like not perfect, but passable. And I think
it was better. It was better than Jay Leno.
Jared Leto.
Oh
my gosh! I want to see Jay Leno play the Joker now. Like, not even as a series, like just as a joke. Batman. Anyway, yeah, this guy. I feel like there's gonna be a sequel, right? I feel like.
I wonder. Based on what little I know about the TV show Gotham, like, is it that guy? Like, are we gonna tie Gotham to a new series?
That actor who played the Joker?
Yeah.
No, I know for a fact it's not that guy, because I've seen a picture of the guy who it is in this movie. I don't know him from anything, but I know it's not that guy.
Okay.
Man, no, I don't think this takes place in the Gotham verse. Actually, it can't, because remember, Gordon in that movie was white, and Gordon in this is black.
True.
Although I do think that the Batgirl movie is tied to this. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Though I am curious, like, is The Batman a DCEU movie, or is thing.
It's its own thing because DCEU implies that it's Ben Affleck, and this is not Ben Affleck's Batman.
True.
Besides, Ben Affleck's Batman, again, his Jim Gordon was white and played by J.K. Simmons.
That is also true.
I think they're trying to X out Ben Affleck from the DC movies, which I'm all for that. I really don't like his Batman.
Me either.
Besides, he killed. And also, this guy, Robert Pattinson, I don't think he... That one guy he went a ham on for a second, almost bit it, but that was because he was pumped with adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I don't think he, killed anybody.
Uh-uh.
I do... Oh, dude, I like that scene when he had to jump from that building and glide with the basically the flying squirrel suit. It was like...
I thought that was kind of weird though, because I was like, Batman's cape can do that. Like,
well, maybe it can't. Maybe he's still in that early stage where he's not. Because remember, he got up on that building and he looked over the edge and he was like, "Oh shit!" Maybe he's not used to that yet, and he certainly doesn't know how to steer it yet. Because you remember, he hit the freaking thing and fell onto the road.
That is true.
So maybe that he's not used to yet. But I was, you know, who I was talking to earlier today, who also saw this movie and also liked it, was Jace.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, we were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, awesome!" And we were talking about like the possibility of if there's going to be more of this, and I said, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind a trilogy of this if they, keep tone, keep it the way it is." It's not a perfect Batman movie.
No. It'll never be Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes, but I certainly did I was pleasantly surprised with this Batman.
It was better. It was better than I was going to give it credit for, but yeah, I'm still not that big a fan of it.
So, what is your rating on the Batman, Noah?
5.5 out of 10.
Okay, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. See you later, Gothamites.
Whoa. Don't finish the movie here.
Hey, take it easy, sweetheart. See you later.